welcome back to the Positive Tribe Podcast. And today we are going to be talking about...
Overcoming fears.
Yes, I'm Dan.
I'm Derek.
And today we have this wonderful topic. So, how do we overcome fears?
I don't know. That's a good question. Let's dive into it. I don't know. I think just doing it. I don't know. Maybe there's a different answer, but what do you think?
You know, I totally agree that we should just do what we're afraid of. Yeah. Because if you don't do it, you're always going to have that fear that it might be something different than what you expect it to be. Skydiving. Have you ever skydived?
I have not.
Me neither. So this is a good fear because I'm afraid I'm going to die.
Yeah, it's not even just the height. It's like you're not on any.
Exactly. It's the fact that I'm just in the sky.
I'm relying on a parachute
that I didn't put in the backpack. Somebody else did it, so I'm hoping that they did it properly. You know, and it's all these fears that are behind the main fear.
Right.
So it's like learn to trust a little bit. I mean, I'm probably still not going to skydive, which is probably not what I should say.
We'll go together.
But yeah, there we go. So if you guys see a video with us skydiving eventually,
we overcame it.
Yeah, exactly. Until then,
I think I don't know. It's that classic saying of if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. So yes. I think you could relate uncomfortableness to fear in a way. So I don't know if you're not hitting your fears head on, maybe you're not growing. Maybe you're too comfortable in life. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, actually, this just the other day, me, my wife, and my two kids, we went on a hike. My wife is afraid of heights. Okay, my wife is completely afraid of heights. And well, guess what? This hike had
heights.
A lot of heights. And it was funny because as we were going, my wife was holding my daughter's hand and I was carrying my son. And we're cresting the side of this hill with a nice drop off the edge and things. And it was just under a mile. And about halfway through, there was kind of a little sitting area. And so we all kind of sat down and my wife let go of my daughter's hand and things. And my daughter started like saying, "Good job, Mom, you did it." You know? And it's at that point that I was like, so we gave my daughter those affirmations in the past, right. And now she's returning those in in a positive way. And she's like, my wife actually thought for a second, Shanna, she's like sitting there, she's like, well then, my daughter's actually congratulating me for overcoming something that I was fearful of.
Yeah, right.
So
she recognized that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my wife was, I think she was squeezing my daughter's hand harder than she was squeezing mine when she was having my daughter,
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, what are some fears that you have that you want to overcome? Or maybe some that you've already overcome?
It's like I had a fear of heights a little bit when I was younger. And so up at the Enterprise Reservoir, there's that dam that's maybe 3 feet wide. And I was totally afraid to walk across the top of it. Because you would walk across the top and there's cool cliffs on the other side and things. But I was definitely afraid to cross it. I would be on my hands and knees and crawling to go across it. I mean, but 3 feet wide, it's not very wide.
Right.
But I was just always afraid that a little gust would come and I'd fall off the edge. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, I've never heard of anybody falling off of that. Ever.
It's true. I haven't either.
And that's the thing. So I was like, it's probably not as bad as I think it is. And so you know what? I got up, I started walking, I went across the whole thing and walked all the way back. And at that point I was done. I was like,
I did it.
I was like, it doesn't scare me anymore.
It's still pretty scary to me.
Well, it's
a little unsettling, but no.
Well, you're looking at this side and the water's, 2 feet from the top. And then you look at this side and the water's
50 feet down or
at
something.
least, yeah. And, it's like, it's just the little things like that. And, I was like, I used to be afraid of snakes. I was traumatized as a kid. I was out on a four-wheeler ride with my cousins. We got off the four-wheelers and started hiking up this little knoll. And we got up and it was actually very traumatizing. We were hiking up and then we kind of got split up because we kind of were racing to the top to see who wins. Yeah. And I took a side little path and it went into this little grove of trees and there was a dead animal there. And it kind of threw me off. I was like, whoa. So I turned around and started going back, and then I saw a snake slither across.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I freaked out. I started yelling. I was like, snake!
It's going to bite
And then
you.
my cousins turned around, ran down to the four-wheelers, and drove back to camp telling them I got bit by a snake. And here I am, just like saw a snake, and I'm freaking out. And then my cousins leave me, and I'm there by myself. And I'm like freaking out even more. I get on the four-wheeler, I'm like, wait for me! I get back to camp, and everybody's like freaking out. Where'd you get bit? You okay?
Are you dying?
And I was like, I didn't get bit. I just saw a snake,
one.
and I yelled snake. And, but it's just, I mean, I'm not afraid of snakes anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to play with them, but they don't, it doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
I can be walking down, the snake will slither by. I was like, oh, that's cool,
Yeah.
And then like spiders, I've never really been afraid of spiders. My sister used to eat spiders. That was kind
story
of
for another day.
That's a story for another day. But yeah, it's like, what about you? What fears do you have?
I think my biggest fear is just the unknown of a particular situation, which is weird because I think that only developed when I had kids. When we were first married, I would just do the craziest things and buy this property or start this business and nothing would really scare me. But now that I have kids, I feel like I can't make those crazy rash decisions without thinking about it because what if I put my kids in a situation where financially something doesn't work out? So I'm trying to overcome that a little more, starting things like this. Obviously it's not a big risk, it's fun, but doing certain ventures or something like that, I've found myself not taking those big risks anymore. But yeah, my wife we've talked about it, and she's like, you need to do crazy things again. You've kind of become complacent.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But that's one of my biggest fears. Heights is a big fear, and skydiving. I don't know if I'd ever do that, but oceans terrify me. I hate sharks.
Cruises?
Anything. Even going to the beach. We went to the beach. We've only been to the beach like 2 or 3 times, and my wife loves the beach. And she's like, we need to go again. I'm like, well, what if a shark swims up and bites my leg off? So
shark attacks usually are not.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. There's a lot of
more people get struck by lightning than bit by sharks.
I know. Yeah, I've heard that statistic.
Oh, great! Now I'm afraid of lightning. Thanks.
But yeah, I think for me, I found that just hitting those things head on. Yep. Doing it, but maybe that doesn't work for everyone. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to overcoming fears, but
yeah. Well, it's funny because when you were starting to talk about how you are afraid of, being more, I guess, I don't want to say careless because that's not the word.
No, yeah, it kind of is.
It's when you're
I don't know what the right word is.
You're not looking. You're just go hung. You're just like go and just do everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean that's kind of where the successful people. That's how they become successful is they don't look at the downsides.
Exactly.
They just look at the upsides and
I
go
used
with
to be
it.
like that, but I'm I'm analyzing everything like what could go wrong, the what ifs. Yeah. But I didn't used to be like that, and it drives me crazy. I'm like that now.
Well, because now you have a family to support and you have to take care of that family. Yeah. And that's, I mean, like me and my wife, we before it, we would just do whatever we wanted and just
not even
enjoy it. And now it's like, oh, now I have to do this because
it's a little different
of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. Anyways, what fears do you guys have, or what fears have you overcome? And let us know in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this lovely short video. And we will catch you in the next.
See ya.